It's the Odd Drunk Podcast, a very strange podcast, the drunkest show in the world. It's Jackson and Colton talking out of their ass. We don't care as long as drinks are poured. Sometimes we have our friends here. We will talk about anything. We don't care as long as we have beer. And if you let that whiskey ring. The Odd Drunk Podcast.
So here's a question for you.
Can't wait to talk about this.
Oh, yes, we definitely will. Here's a question for you. Do you prefer
It's
the
just so okay. What?
Do you prefer the Sour Patch Kids or the Sour Patch Watermelon?
I prefer the Garbage Pail Kids. No, honestly,
This is a psychopath
Sour
in the
Patch.
corner
If
chewing on those.
yeah. Yeah, weren't they a toy or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, probably Sour Patch Kids because it's a good mix of you get the sweet ones and then you also get the sour ones.
Yeah.
The watermelons are great, but it's just not really sour.
Yeah. No, I have a bag of the watermelon ones here, and they're super good. I love them. The entire Sour Patch brand is some of my favorite candies.
Great brand. Yeah.
But I think the Sour Patch Kids are a little bit, just because the Sour Patch watermelons, it's the whole bag of the same
Thing. Yeah.
one.
The kids, you get variety, plus you're eating children.
Yeah, that's true.
Keep that in. Keep that in.
And you've seen the commercials. I feel way more threatened. I feel way more threatened by the Sour Patch Kids, and
Yeah, and they tell you eat them because they cut the cord on your computer mouse, or they shave your dog or whatever, or they egg your house, and then you consume them.
Yeah.
Like
They're
a savage.
Yeah, and I just think
Chop them to.
I think because variety is the spice of life, I prefer to feel a little bit threatened by my candies.
I prefer to feel threatened and cannibalistic when I'm eating my candy, Colton. Welcome back to the Not Drunk Podcast, everybody. It's been a minute. It's good to be back. And we all check us out at the link tree. Check us out at Odd Drunk Pod on Instagram. I'm just gonna do this all the way out of the way. We have a TikTok, which I need to post more on. Sorry. And then also check out Morning Oddities. We're back on that again.
Yes.
That should be in our link tree or something or other, or it's a different link in the description. I don't know how Colton does it. I can't remember.
I don't know how to do it either.
But it's another podcast, Morning Oddities.
Yes. It's the classy version of us.
Oh yeah, I forgot we played a music.
Some Vivaldi.
From Vivaldi, yeah. I forgot to even mention that earlier.
I really love how we do that. We have Vivaldi and it slowly fades out. And then slowly fades back.
His autumn movement out of his four seasons.
It is one of
not the stereotypical spring movement, or I mean it's still pretty stereotypical, but
yeah. I mean
it's Vivaldi.
It was a whole decision process on our part on which movement to choose for that.
One of my managers was playing some classical music, and then I was like, "Oh, that's Vivaldi, right?" And he was like, "I don't know. I put on a random playlist." I'm like,
I mean,
doesn't know. Anyways, whatever.
I listen to one of our local radio stations here in the Four Corners.
You know what? I think you're a nerd if you don't know.
They play a lot of classical music, and honestly, I don't know what it is half the time, but I enjoy it. There's one radio show on that station. I don't remember which station it's called. It's like the Four Corners Public Radio, but it's a guy, and he plays film scores.
That's fun.
On his show, and he'll theme it. So like during Christmas time, he did an episode about he did film scores from Christmas movies, and I like that. I like it a lot.
I would love him to play a film score from like an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah. Well, like
a rom-com. You know what those film scores? Those film scores, right?
Yeah.
What they sound like? Like every rom-com has the same it's so hard to explain, but you know it when you hear it. It's like the most generic, like nothing.
Well, sometimes
It's either, and a lot of times they'll do like they'll just do like a soundtrack with, pop music, but it's something I've noticed. They all sound the same. It's
yeah.
like I feel like they're using royalty-free
Well, like
music in a lot of those film
sometimes
scores.
he's throwing me for a loop where he's like he'll have us like what there's one I remember he was playing it and I'm like this is pretty good. And then it ends and he goes that was from Rise of the Guardians, which is
Yeah,
like that Christmas DreamWorks movie
which
which a decent movie. I actually like that movie. It's kind
was
of
that
fun.
Zack Snyder, the owl one that Zack Snyder did, the
No,
one
no,
weird animated
no.
Zack
It's
Snyder
the one.
thing.
It's got Chris Pine plays Jack Frost, and
Oh,
it's like all
so
the
what's the owl
and
one?
it's got Hugh Jackman. He plays the Easter Bunny, and what
Is
is it?
it
Jude Law.
disturbing?
Jude Law is the bad guy. It's a really good cast apparently. And what's
Apparently,
plays Santa Claus in it. He killed a guy on set
he killed
recently.
a guy on set
Not during the movie.
in real life.
Alec Baldwin.
Oh, wow. So actually,
Wait, did you not know about
well,
that? Alec Baldwin like
no,
accidentally killed
well,
someone on set like a couple years ago.
involuntary manslaughter, right? I mean, I don't
Yeah.
think it was Armor's fault, right? Or did
Yeah,
Alec
yeah,
Baldwin know
something
it?
like
I don't
I
know.
don't actually know who got in who
I don't know the
how it
exact.
ended up.
Well, I know
I
the Armor was charged as well.
Yeah, I know it was an accident. I know Alec Baldwin was like really distraught about it. I don't know if he got punished legally for it or not. I didn't follow the case. But he plays Santa Claus in that movie.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never think of him the same way. That's tragedy. Great way to start the show. Thank you, Colton.
Yes. This is a wild start so far.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyways, we've got a great topic today. It's
Yes.
been something that's on my mind. That's something I've been doing and playing
Yeah.
on the go. We're gonna talk about mobile gaming,
Yeah.
and
I got my
I
phone
I would
here.
like to say we're gonna
Just in
just talk
case.
about phones, apps,
But we're
but
probably not gonna
I
totally just talk about phones and apps though.
I'd like to extend it to games that are just great on the go
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. Well, because
Um,
like I know you have something you'll talk about. I've been doing some of this handheld emulation a lot recently because
and
I
that's great on the go.
I ordered a new device. It's not here yet, but I'm excited, so I've been doing it a lot. This old one.
Is my
But
Wi-Fi good on your end? Am I lagging?
no, you seem fine on my end.
Okay, you're slightly glitchy, but we should be all right.
Hmm.
Anyways,
It's the ye old
before we
Durango
get
Wi-Fi.
before we get into it, we gotta do our classes segment.
Yes.
What are you drinking today?
I'm
Tonight?
it's funny you should ask. I'm drinking well, first of all, I do have some flavored sparkling water beverage.
Flavored from our other podcast from Morning
Yes.
Oddities.
I have
Yes.
another one here.
Yeah.
But I have an old fashioned that I did not make myself. It's a pre-canned one. Here,
Mm,
this guy here. It's the
canned
black
old fashioned.
Yeah, from Post Meridian is
That's cute.
the maker, and they're actually pretty good. I've tried quite a few of these, and this is the one I've settled on. Is Jackson knows this. I can be a little picky about my cocktails,
Uh-huh.
um, because there's a wrong way to make a cocktail and there's a right way. And an
Right.
old fashioned, there's absolutely a right way, and a lot of the canned cocktails put weird shit in it, and they do it the wrong way. But this one
Mm,
doesn't put any weird shit in it. It's just bourbon is here. Here it is, made with straight bourbon whiskey, a blend of three bitters, a little complicated, a little fancy there, but nothing
mm-hmm.
weird. Cane simple syrup and orange zest oil. Nothing else.
Bitter,
That's
simple
it.
syrup, orange zest. Yeah.
That's
That
it.
sounds about
No,
right.
no cherry juice, none of that shit. in there.
No high fructose corn syrup.
No high fructose. Yeah, yeah. It's
Well,
just so.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can make a better old fashioned if I have the if I want to actually bring
But
home a whole
does it
bottle of bourbon,
is
but I
it
don't.
in a can?
It's not in a can. Yeah, this little tiny little here compared to a regular size can.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
half a little chub.
yeah, yeah. So I'm drinking one
Yeah.
of those. It's they're pretty decent for when I don't want to actually bring home a whole bottle of bourbon, which
Yeah, and
these days
speaking
I
of which,
usually
well,
try not to. Yeah,
I've got a Heineken Zero, being alcohol free tonight.
nice.
Um, and probably for a little while. I discussed it on Morning Oddities, but I don't want to be dramatic or anything or say, hey, we can't be the odd drunk podcast anymore. We gotta be something else. Um, but I'm gonna try to dramatically decrease my alcohol intake. I'm just trying to be healthier,
Yeah,
and I'm not trying to be uh I'm not trying to tell you what to do or whoever what to do, but for me personally, for my health, as much as I've been drinking for this show and outside of it, but this show has been a big factor,
yeah,
drinking once a week fairly heavily, and especially me, I've been drinking a lot of, well, I've been enjoying, I mean, it's some good Japanese whiskey, but it's been too much, man.
yeah,
And just for my health, uh and honestly, since we've been doing, just to get real with you guys here, with everybody listening, and with you too, um, before the podcast, and even before college, but especially before the podcast, yeah, I would have a drink every once in a while. But once we got the podcast going, it's pretty much been with a few occasions where I didn't drink or where we took a break or whatever. But it's pretty much been consistent weekly drinking, fairly heavy weekly drinking since
yeah,
we've been doing the podcast. And yeah,
yeah,
that's the show, right? The Odd Drunk Podcast. We drink well, we record the show, and that's part of what makes it funny because we get drunk and whatever. And it's not because of my actions why I want to, slow down on drinking, but it's literally just for my health. With my
yeah,
family history of health issues and alcoholism and, history of diabetes and heart problems, like I
yeah.
gotta start thinking about my
Yeah,
health.
it's smart.
Uh,
It's smart. I had a
just
wake
getting
up
real with you
call
guys.
about a year ago. I had an embarrassing thing that happened, which I'm not going to talk about.
You don't
That
have to, but
involved drinking, and that was I did a month sober, and
yeah,
since then I've been trying to I don't drink every single day,
wean
um,
off of it.
and
Yeah.
usually with some exceptions, like today I had a couple beers with my lunch before this,
And
but
there's nothing wrong with
I've
it.
only got but I said I
Every
have this old fashioned. I only have the one.
That's it.
I didn't buy
That's it.
two.
Yeah.
I didn't buy two for tonight,
Well,
just
and
the
you,
one.
whatever works
Um,
for you,
and I'm just been trying to be better. I'm not perfect
it's all
about
about
it,
moderation. Anything's
but
good in moderation. But
yeah.
with this podcast, we have been far from moderates.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but let's not be dramatic here. I'm not gonna be dramatic and be like, hey, we gotta make an announcement or whatever. But I will say, I mean, if it gets to the point where I'm not drinking anymore, you know, I
Yeah.
mean, we could call it whatever,
The
but it would just be
significant
weird calling it.
we'll call it the significantly less drunk odd podcast.
There you go. I mean, we could call it whatever. I mean, it's a catchy name. I mean, I don't want to, but yeah. So things might be different
Yeah.
from here on out. But I'm doing it for my health, and I think everybody should put their health first over pretty
I
much
agree.
anything.
I agree.
Um, and also for your mental health, that's important. There's all kinds of different reasons, but for me, it's literally my like health. Like your liver can only take so much.
Yeah.
And for a long time, and this is a weird way to start this episode, but we're here talking. We're two men, right? And we're pushing towards, and this is crazy, pushing towards 30. You know, we're not too far off. You just turned 27. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. I'm
I'm gonna
officially
be
in my late
27.
20s now.
Yeah, we're in our late 20s pretty much. And
Yeah, you're only a few
yeah,
months
we got
away. Yeah.
start thinking about our health, you know, for a while you're young, especially at early 20s and when you're in your teens. Obviously, you don't think that, well, I would hope you don't think this, but you kind of have this subconscious mentality that, oh, it wouldn't happen to me. It can't be, it's not going to happen to me. Like, I
Yeah.
can keep doing what I'm doing with no negative consequences. Well, newsflash, because I recently had a wake up call. I don't want to go into details. Well,
Yeah.
it was a bit of an anxiety attack, but I don't want to go into details. But yeah, I was like, newsflash, Jackson, if you keep doing this to yourself, you might end up having a heart attack in your 40s or even sooner. You know, you got to start thinking about your health. And yeah, everything's good in moderation. And I'm not saying I'm going to be completely sober. Like, I might end up start having drinks again. But for now, at least, I really want to just do a cleanse.
Yeah.
And,
That's smart.
you know, but I obviously still want to do the podcast and still keep things fun, and I can have fun without, you know, consuming alcohol and
Yeah.
you know, but I would hope so. That'd be really sad.
We'll
But
just start
anyways,
doing cocaine.
that's all I want to talk about here.
No,
I'm not going to talk about it every yeah, we're going to go really hard. It's
just yeah. There's an announcement. We're gonna be more less alcohol and more hard
less alcohol,
drugs.
more cocaine.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. More cocaine. That's the
No.
key word. That implies we've
No, I mean, think of it this
no,
way, though.
but
We've been doing this podcast since 2020. As
yeah,
of this month, 4 years.
we've had a hell of a run, and I don't want to stop.
A lot
But
has
you
changed
know,
in 4 years, and
yeah,
among those things is that we both are needing to be more responsible about our
healthy
health.
and responsible. Yeah.
When
But we're
when,
still gonna
like,
have hell. Trust me, we're gonna still have a lot of fun here,
oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
I don't want to. I'm not gonna be talking about this every episode. I might give updates or whatever. But just get it out of the way. Let's go on with the episode.
Yeah.
As normally as possible. And you know, throughout the next few weeks, I'm I don't know how I'm gonna play it, but I'm not gonna make a deal out of it like I did this episode.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I think it would be better to say something than be like, oh, he's not talking about what he's drinking or blah blah blah, or he seems different, or
of course there are things about our personal lives that we don't share on the podcast, but stuff that is relevant to the podcast, we try to be transparent with our audience.
well,
important.
I'm sure a lot of our
And-
listeners are, you know, drinkers,
Yeah.
I would assume. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everything's fine in moderation. But like I said on Morning Oddities, I think everybody, you know, well, I just said it earlier, but I think everybody should really focus on their health, their mental health, and just do things to improve yourself.
Yeah.
And but I don't want to be preachy. Let's talk about video games.
Talk about video games. That's what we're all here for. Yes.
Yeah, we're here to have fun. And like we've discussed in
You don't need to
private
have
and-
you don't have to have drinks to
No.
talk about video games.
No. And we've discussed in private and we discussed on the show a bit. We do this show for the fun of it. I have fun with it. It's a good way to hang out now that we live apart. It was a good way to hang out when we lived in the same town, even.
In the same apartment complex.
Yeah, I mean the show will go.
We gotta get Cheese on here again.
Yeah, of course.
We've been playing online with him a bunch. And,
A lot of hell divers.
He said he's
spreading a lot of
he's
democracy.
down for it, but he needs a heads up before. But anyway, we're talking about mobile games today.
Oh, did you see the Helldivers? I missed out on when I was on vacation. But there was two options. It was save the children at the hospitals, or like Give a new stratagem,
Yeah.
and the players chose to save the children.
Yeah.
And
And the
people are joking. They're
developers,
like, maybe we get a new stratagem, like a new tank or something, because we saved the children, because
well,
their little tiny
the
fingers can.
developers donated some money to like a children's hospital because of that.
Yeah,
But then I
yeah.
saw people on the Helldivers Reddit page joking, going, I mean, of course, everyone's like, yeah, it's good that they donated the money, of course. But they're also like, but it's funny because they donated the money because they chose to save the children, but everyone else chose to save the children because they thought it would be funny.
Right. Hey, if you turn something
So,
funny into something
hey,
impactful,
yeah, it's cool.
um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, I got the Viper Commandos pack. I just had
Nice.
to,
Yeah, I
because
saw
it's like
that.
total 80s, like
Yeah.
and they're finally introducing custom vehicle paint jobs and
Oh,
stuff now.
sick.
There's not
Sick.
much there, it's just the Viper stuff, but hopefully
Yeah.
like with there's gonna be more like camos and stuff
I
you can
ran
add on
into a
that.
friend today when I was having my lunch who he has Helldivers and he hasn't played it in a bit, and his reasoning is because he thinks that a lot of the cool gear is locked behind a paywall, so he thinks it's a little bit pay to win.
Well, yeah,
Um,
but it's not.
but he
It
likes
would
the
be
game,
more.
and I'm hoping
I
we can drag him into our matches sometime.
Oh, definitely we should. And on
Because he
that
does like the
statement,
game. He just
on that, yes, a lot of the good stuff is behind paywalls, but
it's only a
you
$40
get a
game
lot
though.
out of it.
Yeah.
It's not like super microtransaction-y. Like you do a
Hmm.
$10 pack, you get, $10 worth of
Yeah.
content.
And you have to unlock
Um,
the content after you buy the pack too. That's
yeah,
another
you don't
thing.
get everything
You have
instantly.
to
You still
progress through, and yeah, it's not a very long
It's like little
pack,
mini
but
DLC almost.
yeah.
And
I think it's
with the new weapons and
I see his
stratagems.
point, but I think it's fine.
But
It's
also it's a PvE game.
That's true too.
So
Yeah.
really you're paying to spread more democracy.
Yes.
Now if it was a PvP game, yeah, that would be pay to win. I mean, like if you had the breaker incendiary and another guy just had the starter rifle, yeah, wouldn't be fair.
Yeah. He also told me
Or
we
the
were talking,
sickle.
he plays Project Zomboid as well. So
Nice.
that's one
Oh,
we
I
have
love
something going
Zomboid.
on. Yeah.
I'd love to see like a little auto shooter version of Zomboid, by the
Mm,
way,
that'd be cool.
or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, let's talk about mobile games.
Yes. I want to start this with something.
Okay.
Pull out your phone right now.
Start me up.
Yeah, you have your phone on you, I assume. What
Yes.
games do you have downloaded on your phone right now?
All right, let's go through it.
Mine are going to be a
I
lot more
have
boring than yours, but
I
I
have
assume.
boring ones. I have 8-ball pool,
Nice. Classic.
online pool.
Yeah.
Doom, because I have it installed. Doom and Doom 2, because I have it installed on every device possible.
I mean, I don't currently have Doom and Doom 2 installed on my
Just
phone,
assume I have if
but I do have it installed on literally every single other device I own, including
yeah, your Ambernick.
my
Yeah.
Ambernick.
Which version?
I don't know. I don't know.
What are you
I think
emulating?
it's PC Engine, I think it is. It's a
Okay,
really
like DOS.
it's a really janky old version of it.
But I have 8-ball pool, Doom, Plague Inc., which I used to play a lot back in the day.
Mm.
Among Us.
Oh, yeah.
He's sus. Red sus. Line Rider. Fun little kind of thing. You draw the line and you drop your guy down the sled. Bloons Tower Defense, one of them. I forget which one. Tetris, because Tetris.
I had that
And yeah,
installed
I know
until
about the kid that
recently.
beat Tetris.
Yeah, I had
Um,
Tetris installed until recently, but I got frustrated because of the ads on it. And you can't
oh, we're gonna be
pay,
talking about ads.
you can't on the Tetris app. This
You can't.
frustrated me. You cannot pay to have no ads. You can pay to have no ads for like a week or a month or something like that.
Oh, because they make so much more with the ads.
You can't pay for a permanent no ads,
Right.
which upset me.
I have a Plants vs. Zombies
Nice.
2. I thought I had the original, but I have two. I have a okay, that doesn't count as a game. AI Dungeon, I guess, kind of counts.
Kind of
It's not
counts.
really.
Not really.
Wordscapes.
Mhm.
I play that at work sometimes, or good to stimulate your mind with some word puzzles. Mighty Doom, which is definitely one of the ones I want to talk about a lot, which
Yes,
is
we'll talk
another
about that.
Doom game. A great auto. I've discovered my favorite type of mobile game, and it's the auto shooters. The auto shooter.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Um,
That's a great yeah.
and then I have GeoGuessr, which is it drops you in Google Earth. You race to figure out where you are. You look around. Um, it's like a battle royale thing, but you're guessing where you are. And
Yeah.
there's different modes, and you can play like within the US, you can play around the world or in certain countries. And then I have the absolute GOAT, which I have on my Steam Deck as well. You can play it on PC, on anything. Vampire Survivors,
Oh yeah.
which
I've
has
been
it's gone beyond just a little mobile game for me. It is like one of my favorite games in recent time. Like
I
seriously,
so I
it's
downloaded that the
deep.
other day. Haven't gotten around
It
to
gets
actually
deep.
playing much of it. But
There's multiple levels. There's DLCs. There's dozens of different characters you can unlock and like weapons you can use and up like it gets deep, okay? It's not just like a cutesy little charming thing. It gets deep, but it's
yeah.
also charming. And we'll talk about that. And then I haven't played it yet, but I heard a lot about it because it's like a open world experience and like a real game on your phone. And we'll talk about that as well because
Yeah.
there's new like
Yeah.
the iPhone and like there's new phones that can actually run AAA games like
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Mirage, Resident Evil 4, like new games you
Mhm.
could I don't count like getting the backbone controller and then putting on your phone as quite a mobile game.
It's a
Like,
whole genre of mobile games is like ports of like
yeah,
PC and console games, and they're a real mixed bag. They
right.
they
And
really
like
are.
I I'm surprised I don't have the backbone, but I really don't have a reason to get it.
It kind
And
of
when
defeats
I think of
it defeats the purpose of
yeah,
the mobile gaming, I think. Like
right.
at that point, just bring your Switch or your Steam Deck with you in a bag.
Well, and I'm gonna talk about it. On my trip back home,
Yes.
I found my old Vita. I'm so glad I kept it, and it's in perfect condition. I never sold it off. I never gave it to anybody, never whatever. And I've modded it, jailbroke it, and the Vita. Once I figure out how to get RetroArch and emulators on here, it's gonna be like my main retro gaming
Yeah.
handheld. And
I've
perfect
heard
size, just fits in
I've
your
heard
hand.
from a lot of like the more trusted like YouTubers and reviewers in the retro gaming space that the Vita, if you're able to set it up properly, is probably one of the best retro
Well, and what's
handhelds
so
you can
sad,
possibly have right now.
yeah,
Like,
there's a lot of setup and I do have it right now. Sony, you better not be listening, but you don't care because you closed the Vita store and you mistreated this beautiful handheld. I mean, this is an amazing handheld,
we got, yeah.
perfect size handheld. It's even
Well,
smaller than Nintendo Switch Lite, but I like it for that
we'll
reason.
talk
It's
we'll
a
talk
beautiful
about
OLED
handheld.
screen.
I think we'll talk about handhelds at some point during this
But can I
episode.
just go on a little
But
rant here?
yeah, yeah.
It's perfect size, fits in my hand, fits in my pocket. It's roughly as big as my phone, slightly bigger. And, the only thing that, compromises it slightly is the joysticks, but they hardly stick out. It has great joysticks. Um, Pretty damn lightweight, but it's premium. It has a camera. In fact, it could be your phone. Most Vitas you could get cellular service on it, not like 5G or anything,
Yeah.
but if Sony kept making them or like kept supporting it, people wouldn't have to hack them. But now I have access to like every PS Vita game ever, for free. Yeah, is it illegal? Yeah, but does Sony care? No, because they
They don't.
shut
Yeah,
down the store. You can't access any games. They don't
it's a
care.
bricked device unless you want to like
Hack it,
hack it. Yeah,
essentially.
it's like
Because it's hard to come by Vita
yeah,
games. You can't buy them on the store anymore.
yeah,
It's just not supported. Um, but now like I've got all the like best Vita games on here, like Uncharted. I got Gravity Rush. I got Shovel Knight. Like
yeah.
I've got a bunch of Vita games.
No,
I got
I
Metal Gear
think
Solid
I
HD
think
collection.
the
Oh my
Vita.
God. Have you seen Metal Gear Solid Delta?
Yes,
Woo! I'm excited
yes,
for that one.
I did watch
Um,
that
so
gameplay.
yeah, I'm
Yes.
gonna be playing some
Oh,
Snake Eater on here.
oh,
Um,
nice.
but it's such a crying shame because it's an amazing little portable
It's just like
system
the
here.
Vita came out during a period I call, and we could get into this at some point during this episode.
Yeah.
I call it the dark age of handheld devices
Hmm.
for gaming. But it was so the Vita was so but part of that is because this Vita was so mistreated. Like it's not
Yeah.
it came
Wasn't
out
supported.
during a dark age of gaming devices, but not because it was a bad device. It just nobody gave a shit about it when it came out, especially Sony.
And then now
And now we're looking back and going, this is actually a really solid
people are
device.
using it as
Yeah.
emulation and
Like, yeah.
um and like I've unlocked features where I can download a bunch of homebrews and like I said, once I figure out emulation on this
Mm.
thing, it's a little tricky, but once I get it figured out, it's gonna be my main like
Yeah.
portable
I've heard just
system.
once you get
Uh,
it set up properly, it's the one of the best emulators you can possibly have right now.
And even right now, before I get, my ROMs and stuff on there and get my, you know, different emulators set up, because there is standalone emulators I could get going a lot easier than getting RetroArch on
You want
there.
RetroArch though.
But I want RetroArch because it's
Yeah.
an all-in-one,
RetroArch's so good.
it's all-in-one.
Yeah.
But it is tricky getting RetroArch on here. But Retro Gaming Guy or whatever his name is has a great tutorial on getting
Even
these set up.
Anbernic is putting RetroArch by default on their devices now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Well, they even have devices that kind of sort of look like the Vita, or like
yeah.
the Switch Lite. But like, yeah, the Vita, great little portable device. So glad I still have it, and yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And it's got an OLED screen, and that came out in 2015.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful screen. It's touch screen. It's got a back touch screen. And it's just such a camera, for crying sake. It's such a shame that Sony neglected it. And then they have the gall to release a terrible streaming peripheral. We've talked
Oh,
about
their new
The
whatever it's called.
it's like if you just
Yeah.
started supporting this again, you
Yeah.
don't even have to release a new Vita. I mean, you should, but if you just started supporting it again, putting games on it, having a store on it, dude,
I think right
make
now,
tons of money. Imagine like playing Hades on this thing, which
right
if I
now
could figure out a way to do it, I'll do it. But,
with the handheld gaming market right now, because I feel like we're in a kind of a renaissance right now. It started with the Switch, but really took off with the Steam Deck.
I think Sony might be doing something, maybe.
People would be really on board with Sony releasing another
If they did the Vita
dedicated
too,
handheld. Yeah.
just make it like this, same form factor, everything, because that's how you make it distinctive from the Steam Deck. Don't make it a big, huge.
You get a little tiny thing that you can.
Don't
fit
get me
in.
wrong. I love the Steam Deck. It's amazing, and I played it on my airplane trip and everything. But it's a big boy. I mean, you gotta have a backpack.
Especially if you have a case for it, like I do.
Yeah, I
like,
got my case.
shit.
And
like,
you
that
got
thing is
it's a big boy.
Like,
It's you gotta have a backpack, and it's not going in anybody's pocket unless you are, Andre the Giant. I mean,
yeah.
but if Sony released a new Vita, same form factor, same size, people would go crazy for it because people are asking for something like this.
Yeah.
And most people, mainstream gamers, you know, either don't have the time or don't even know about like Ambernick and like about retro emulation. But if you release something like this to just,
Yeah.
you know, the mainstream audiences, people go crazy for it. Because like the Switch Lite, I kind of regret selling my Switch Lite.
Same. Honestly, like
I love the form factor. Like it's
I
ever so
love
slightly bigger than the Vita, but
I
it's
love my Switch. You know, I think the OLED screen is beautiful, and I know that I know we've talked about this on like the Switch versus the uh the Steam Deck, and I definitely play
like
the Steam
form
Deck.
factor.
I definitely prefer the Steam Deck and play it more, but I still like the Switch doesn't collect dust for me. I still have fun with it,
Well,
you
honestly, what I'm
know?
thinking about doing,
Mhm.
I'm thinking about selling my Switch, getting a Switch Lite again.
Yeah. Well, like
So I
I
have,
like if they had a Switch Lite with an OLED screen, holy crap.
I mean, that's pretty much what the Vita
That would
is.
be so good. That'd be so good.
That's
I'd
pretty much what the
I'd be
Vita
all
is.
over that shit. Yeah. Like,
I mean, if you really wanted to, I mean, I think it would set you back, like depending on eBay, like who you get it from, like maybe 175 or $200 for a Vita,
yeah.
But then you would have to mod it and everything. But if you could get something ready to go where it's available on the store, it'd sell like hotcakes. Anyways, that's
Yeah.
my rant.
Yeah.
Love the Vita.
Yeah.
And
We'll talk more about
I was one
handhelds.
of those cool, weird, well, I was one of the weird guys with the Vita when it came out.
Yeah.
Um, even though it only had a few supported games on it, it had really good games on it, but it was just neglected.
Yeah.
Um, but like I was playing some Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3 on
Nice.
here. It was beautiful. And now I got some Metal Gear Solid 3 running on here.
Sick, sick.
And yeah, boy, I can't wait for that remake. That's
Oh,
definitely gonna be a pre-order for me. I don't
yeah.
pre-order much anymore, but that's gonna be a pre-order
Yeah.
because Capcom has been nailing. Or no, that's Konami, but
It's
these
Konami.
remakes lately have been amazing.
Yeah.
Um, and also speaking of remakes, I've been playing Resident Evil 4 again. I got to the minecart part.
Nice.
So Temple of Doom. I love it.
Yeah.
Um, and I've also been playing Resident Evil Village, which I gave you for your birthday
Yeah.
because it runs great on the Steam Deck.
I've booted it up and then I fell asleep last night and I didn't actually end up playing any of
How
it.
did you get it running?
I mean, I just pressed play.
Or you
and
literally booted it up.
I literally booted it up and then and then fell asleep after taking my
You
shower.
can literally get 60 frames per second consistently, easily.
Nice.
Like
Hell
with a bit of AI upscaling, but you can run it on high textures. Well, it's different, like how Capcom does their graphic settings. Like you'll have high texture settings, but then it says 0.5 gigabytes, and you can go all the way up to however many gigabytes you want to use.
Yeah, you can
But
see it
but yeah,
there.
you got reverse. Yeah, that comes with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also that's just a fantastic, like the new 7, but especially 8 really brought Resident Evil back. Um, you know, and the remakes have been great, and it runs great on the Steam Deck. I I'm gonna just finish Resident Evil 4 on the PS5. I'm not gonna get it for the Steam Deck, although it's extremely tempting.
Yeah.
But I'm like, let's beat Resident Evil 8 on the Steam Deck first, at least, before I get
Yeah.
another one. Uh, but yeah, but the
Yeah.
Steam Deck is not gonna be part of this discussion.
No, no.
That is the same as a laptop. Yes, it is more portable and it's handheld, but it is not mobile.
Yeah.
It is
We're
not
talking
pocketable. I'm talking about something you put in your pocket, forget about it,
yeah.
and we're mostly talking about your phone. And
Mostly.
optimally,
We'll talk a bit about other stuff.
yeah, but optimally, I would say something that you can play literally like this,
Yeah.
one hand.
Well, like I mean, I asked you what games you had installed. I'll tell you what I have installed.
Yeah, what do you have?
Let's see. Let's see. Games. Okay, this is gonna be an exciting list.
All right.
I have solitaire,
Classic.
chess,
I mean, yes.
Mills.
Mills?
Yeah, it's
Like,
Nine Men's Morris. It's that game where you move the marbles around the
no.
table.
All right.
I have learned chess with Dr. Wolf. Spoilers, I have 3 chess apps on here. I have Minesweeper.
Oh, nice. That's a
I have
classic.
Lee Chess. And I have Vampire Survivors and I have Mighty Doom.
There you go.
That's my entire game library right now.
I like it. A lot of chess.
Yeah.
Intellectual. But yeah, the ones I really want to talk about the most is Mighty Doom and Vampire Survivors.
Yeah.
I'll start with Mighty Doom because I have less to say about, well, not because it's bad or, well, I have less to say about it just because there is less to say about it. It is a top-down auto shooter version of Doom. You go
Yeah.
level to level, and it auto aims for you too. And that's a distinct
Yeah.
part of it that makes it different from Vampire Survivors.
Yeah.
But it's literally made, you can play one hand, and so is Vampire Survivors, but with Mighty Doom, it auto aims, auto shoots, and you just move around, dodge bullets, it's like a bullet hell, a
Yeah.
roguelike, and you just continue level to level, and there's not a lot of, it's not bloated with ads. Like,
No, it's not too
same
bad.
same thing with V Survivors. You can watch an ad to revive or whatever, or for bonus currency. But it's not like every 5 seconds you get an ad. Like on Wordscapes, which I could spend $10 on that game, on essentially a fancy crossword puzzle game
Yeah.
to get rid of ads. No, that's stupid. But on that, it's an ad after every puzzle, pretty much. And like, it's so annoying.
Yeah, some of these
Um,
mobile games are so
you
aggressive.
just click through it.
That's just
But like with Mighty Doom and Vampire Survivors, the way the ads are implemented, at least make it feel like you're getting something out of it. It's not
Yeah.
just like you have to watch the ad. It's like, no, watch the ad to revive, watch the ad to get bonus points, watch the ad to
right.
get loot. But and you're getting the game for free because Vampire Survivors, you can buy the game on Steam.
Yeah.
What, for like $10 or something like that?
$5.
Yeah, $5.
Yeah.
Which is extremely fair price. I mean, you can end up spending more on it with the DLC.
Yeah, they have all these
Like,
all the DLCs. Yeah.
I got the Among Us one and Operation Guns.
Nice.
And yes, they have an Among Us one. It's the emergency meeting one. The great
Nice.
collab. Way better than the Fortnite collabs. Have you seen Fortnite? They got Metallica in on it.
Oh, I saw a trailer.
I will say,
Oh no.
as cringe as that is, it is cool that Fortnite is bringing like rhythm games back to the forefront with Fortnite Festival. Like they got I forget what it's called, but that new Guitar Hero guitar or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The new guitar controller. I've been playing Clone Hero some here and there again. I've got that reinstalled now that I have more storage.
$4.99 on Steam. Vampire Survivors.
Yeah. But anyways, going back,
they have all the DLCs, but you can currently get all the DLCs plus the game for $13.54.
Yeah, extremely fair price. And let me tell you, Vampire Survivors is just a great game. It's not just a fun little mobile game when I'm bored. Like, I've played it just as a game. Like, you know what I mean? There's that distinction between, oh, just fun little mobile game when you're bored, or just like, oh, this is a real game.
Yeah.
Well, Vampire Survivors I consider just a real game, you know what I mean? Because for one, the distinction between it and Mighty Doom, it's not auto aiming.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit more skill needed to play the game. other than just dodging bullets and whatever and good placement. But every weapon, every power up shoots in a different direction. Like the knives shoot in a diagonal, the whip shoots in a horizontal. You have ones that do auto aim to the closest target, like the wand and the flaming bolt and all that stuff. And it's Castlevania, the main game. It's all Castlevania style weapons and enemies
Yeah.
and sprites. Um, and you level up your global power ups as you go. Um, and you level up as you play each game. Like I can start a session right now as we're doing this podcast. Let's see how far I can get. I'm just gonna see how far I can get while we do this. And and then Operation Guns is like a Contra kind of spin-off thing, inspired thing.
Nice.
Um, but it's just a fantastic game. It's a great example of a roguelike, of an auto runner, and it's not just the one level. Like it's multiple levels. It's got a campaign. Once you progress far enough in each one, you unlock the next one, and it gets progressively harder. And you got to level up to adjust to that. And it's just a ton of fun. And it's such a shame that I finally started playing this game like one night before I went to sleep. I was like, you know what, let's play it. And I actually started on my Steam Deck.
Yeah.
And once you start it, you'll be hooked. I'm telling you.
Damn. Damn.
It's ton of fun, man. And you'll just like with any roguelike, of course you'll have runs where you don't get any good power-ups, but you know, or you get super well, it's not that you don't get good ones, but you'll have runs where you get super lucky and you'll get really good ones and a bunch of power-ups like early on so you can go survive for 20 minutes plus.
Yeah.
Because really, yeah, there's side objectives and stuff to collect in the map, but really, yeah, you're just trying to see how long you can survive. But there is like adventure mode and stuff like that, like with actual like objectives.
Right.
But like it with roguelites, what I love about them is like when you know how to stack the power-ups right. Like, oh, you
Yeah.
combine your melee damage increase with your speed increase, and your it like once you combine the right weapons together and like you get that synergy is just great. And it's got a great soundtrack too. Amazing chip tunes and just good sound all around, like when your weapons all the weapons make different sounds when it hits enemies, and
Nice.
um just a great time.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna have to get into that one. Absolutely.
And then going back to Mighty Doom, which I assume you've played.
Oh yes. Yes. I've
Um
played quite a bit of.
Now that's 3D styling. It's like cute
Yeah,
Doom, like
it's like
little
chibi Doom.
bobblehead chibi Doom. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Mighty Doom is a ton of fun in its own right, and it's also got a lot of roguelike. Well, it's also a roguelike. The power-ups and drops, and I think that's how you do these type of games. Like that's the only way
Yeah.
to do it. You got to
I
make it a
I took
roguelike.
a bus trip up to
Um,
Denver, like on a Greyhound, and a good chunk of that trip I was playing Mighty Doom.
nice.
It's
And it is
been
the
a while
best
since I
mobile
booted it up
Doom
though.
game. It's even better than regular Doom on mobile.
Yeah.
Is that heresy?
No, because well, we can get into that a little bit.
Well, because my rule for a good mobile game,
Uh,
what constitutes a good, enjoyable mobile game, is you can play it with one hand and just with your thumb in
yeah.
vertical,
It
portrait mode.
actually takes into consideration the platform that it's being played
Yeah.
on.
Now, I don't know if Vampire Survivors was developed for phones or whatever.
I don't think it was
I don't know,
originally,
but it's perfect.
but I know on PC you can play it with just a mouse.
Well, you play it with a mouse, or I guess you could play it with your keys if you
Like
wanted.
I mean like
Um,
no keys at all. You can play it one-handed with a mouse.
yeah.
And just
Well, I
play.
mean, you could probably play it with WSASD if you wanted for
Yeah.
whatever reason. Um, but but yeah, like with Vampire Survivors and Mighty Doom, they're full on games with multiple levels, weapons,
Yeah.
level ups, and everything that you can play with one finger, with your thumb in portrait mode. And I think that's what constitutes not only just a good mobile game, but just a mobile game in general. You should be able to
Yeah.
play it in portrait mode on your phone. Whenever you flip it to landscape mode with, of course there's probably different. No, whenever you have to flip the landscape mode and use two hands, it is no longer a mobile
Yeah.
game.
I agree. I think
It's a portable game. And it can also be a mobile game, but it's not.
yeah.
It's like not all mobile games are. It's like not all portable games are mobile games, but all mobile games are portable games.
Yeah. It's
I guess
like
that's a good way to
when
put
I
it.
have to start
But like
playing
playing a
it
Doom
like
port on my
this,
phone, when I play like this,
I might as well throw my emulator into my bag.
yeah,
I might as well throw my Switch or
I
even
might
my
as well grab my
Steam
Vita.
Deck into
Well,
my
and
bag.
that's why they have the backbone.
Yeah.
Let's say you're on a budget, or maybe you're not on a budget, but you don't want to carry another device around. But then again, you're carrying the backbone around.
Exactly. Yeah. You're still carrying something around. This
Oh.
Ambernick, this is the RG35XX, not the Plus, the original one.
Mhm.
I
Amazing
almost
little, based on the Game Boy. I love it.
I almost just keep it in my bag.
Right.
Like I charge it up every once in a while, but I just keep it in the front pocket of my bag.
Well, yeah, like
It's with me all the time. I ordered the new one that just came out. It's the RG35X XS SP.
it's the
It's
Game Boy
it's the Game
SD
Boy
version,
SP.
or
Embernick has
SP version,
never
yeah.
put out an SP
There's been
style
other companies.
device. There's been others, but they're surprisingly rare. Not a lot of
Yeah.
companies copy the SP. After the 35XX came out, they then released the 35XX Plus, which has a better processor and stuff like that in it.
That's what I have, yeah.
Yeah.
You can play PS1 games.
Well, that's this. I mean, they put out another one that can play N64
Oh.
and Dreamcast.
Oh, really?
Um,
I don't have that one.
No, I don't have that one either, but they put that out. And this new one, the SP, is that same processor as the Plus.
Nice.
But they have had, because it's the same software that's on this, they've had years to work on it and have feedback. So it's apparently a way better software.
As far as pocketable devices go, I don't think anything beats the SP.
I don't think, yeah.
Because the SP it folds, so it has the perfect form factor to just slide in your pocket. There's no buttons getting clicked while it's in your pocket.
Yeah, you're not gonna scratch the screen.
You're not worried about the screen. You'll have an automatic screen protector because it folds.
Yeah.
The Game Boy SP. I'm very tempted to grab that, Ambernick. Even though I'm setting up my Vita and everything. The Vita was already paid for a decade ago, years ago.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be a real big deal for me to buy another
thing. I'll have to report to everyone when I actually have a chance to get my hands on it. But like one thing about this one, which I don't know how it's going to play out on this new one. The new one I think is I'll like more in general because I had a Game Boy SP when I was a kid. I was tempted to get the silver color because that's the one I had.
I had the like bluish, the indigo one.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, I had the silver one, but I went for the transparent blue.
That one's pretty dope
because transparent colored shit is sexy.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, I've been playing it, and I found it's just the right size. I can hold it in my hand like this, and I can play games like Pokemon and grind leveling my Pokemon in one hand while I'm walking.
Yeah.
But that's what I've been doing recently. It's like when I'm like the other day I took
the Game Boy was the first mobile gaming platform.
The other day I took the bus to work and I walked home because it was nice out. And I leveled up my Pokemon while I was walking, just one hand like this. It was
Nice.
great. Yeah.
Nice. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
that Ambernick SP one is extremely tempting. I might have to get my hands on that thing.
I'm excited for it. Yeah.
It's um but going back to just phones,
Yeah.
I think it's important to talk about. I'm going to oh yeah, Genshin Impact is another one that I have
I
downloaded. I haven't played it yet,
I
but it's like an
downloaded
open
it
world thing.
once,
But
played
it's
it for 20 minutes, and then never played it again.
like it's open world, right? Like
It's like Breath of the
anime?
Wild. It's like an anime
Breath
Breath
of the
of the
Wild.
Wild.
Yeah.
Is like, but I know they've changed it a bunch since like when originally released though. Like it's one of those games that
Dude,
constantly is changing.
okay, we gotta talk about the classics though.
We have to talk about the
Obviously,
classics.
Among Us was one of the like new mobile games that hit the scene. Like
Yeah.
Among Us, yeah, had fun with that, even though it's so
No,
toxic and like people are
we got to go back to
so.
no, we got to go way back to the
Let's go back.
classics.
Angry Birds.
Pocket God. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, yeah. But like Angry Birds,
Angry Birds,
which is kind of
apparently the original Angry Birds is delisted as of last year.
right.
You
Now you have to
cannot play
get
it
the
anymore.
new
It's Angry
one
Birds
or
2
whatever.
now.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I've not
Flappy
downloaded
Bird.
it. Yeah.
Which I know the creator of that just stopped because he was like it was too much or whatever.
He felt bad because people were so addicted to it. So he
Right.
delisted it. Yeah. Which
But
is
there's a ton of
crazy.
Flappy Bird ripoffs.
Yeah.
You can play Flappy Bird at like an arcade now.
Yeah.
Temple Run,
Oh yeah.
that's a classic. That's a one hand.
That was a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one-handed one. Flappy Bird, obviously. I mean, you just click. I mean, it's so simple. I mean, there's a couple that are two-handed that I would still consider mobile. Like there was the piano keys one. I forget what it was called,
Oh,
but I loved
Smule.
that one.
Smule or something like that.
Mule, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like
that one's a lot
the
of
little
fun.
dots come down on the screen, you tap them.
Yeah, but I would
I
say
enjoyed
for
that
the
one. Yeah.
most Stardew Valley.
That doesn't count.
I,
That is that is
Fruit
in the
Ninja.
category Fruit Ninja was awesome.
That was the shit.
I liked Fruit Ninja a lot. Yeah.
But don't those games kind of feel dated now?
They
Because
do.
like in those games, that's why I like Mighty Doom and Vampires Rising so much because it's a mobile game that feels like a real game.
Yeah.
Like those games where it's like you do one thing, like Flappy
Yeah.
Bird, you move your bird up and down, you get as far as you
Well,
can.
it's like one of the reasons why I'm
And that has its
attracted to
place.
I'm attracted
Temple
to
Run, you
games
get
like
as far as you can. You move
like
your guy
chess
around.
and Minesweeper on those because they
Well, because
translate
that's
well to
real games.
well, like yeah, they're an actual game, but they translate well to a touchscreen. You know.
Well, and same
Like
thing like with Tetris. That's an actual real game.
like I pull up chess here, and it's
Dead Cells is mobile?
like I pull
That
up
doesn't
chess here,
count.
and it's you just tap to move the pieces. It works. You can play it in one hand, and it's an
Right.
actual game that takes thought. Like
Yeah, it's not
it's
just mindless.
one of the reasons why I play it. It's
Let's go through this list real quick. And I want us to dictate whether we consider these mobile. Like,
right.
okay, this is from Game Rant, the 14 best mobile games of all time. I'm not going to read the article. We're just going to go through the list.
Okay.
Probably mostly AI. 14, Pokemon Go. Yeah, Pokemon Go. I remember when that came out, that was huge. Everyone was doing it.
I got
people were getting hit by
my
cars.
partner plays it. She has tried to get me to download it. I did. I do not understand it. I never have understood it.
Well, and predators have used to attract people.
Well, my
But,
whole thing is I've been like this since it came out. Because the whole
2016, that long ago.
like swiping to like for the battle and stuff like that, like it's just like really fast swiping. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And I see that
But yeah, Pokemon Go, that's a big one.
And I just go, what is wrong with the turn-based Pokemon combat? Why
Right,
are
they
they
could
doing
do
this
that.
weird swiping thing? And last time I expressed that opinion, I was at a bar and I got called old for it. I got called a boomer
Oh,
because I'm like, what is wrong? And at the time, I had this like in my pocket. I was like, look, you could just play Pokemon. Why are you doing this
okay,
weird
boomer.
swiping thing? You could just play Pokemon.
Yeah.
What's I don't
But you know, it
I don't
has
get it.
the social aspect, the augmented reality. You know, you see the
Yeah,
Pokemon in the real world. Shut up, AI man. Anyways,
yeah,
um,
it was a Pokemon.
yeah. Number 13, Tetris. I mean, yeah, it
Yeah.
was huge on the Game Boy when it came out. I
I
mean,
I
on the
like the
Game Boy,
I like the Tetris app. I don't like
but the
how they handle the
ads.
ads on it. I will say I do think Tetris is a game that does not that is hurts from not having analog buttons.
Yeah,
The
it
swipe
definitely
like
hurts
it's
it.
like
Yeah,
in one way it works because you can play
it
it with one
works.
hand, but when you get to more difficult stages, I can't swipe and stuff fast enough.
Here's one I'm gonna vouch for.
So,
It's I forget what exactly it's called. Maybe it's just on the Tetris app, but the Battle Royale Tetris, where you're like playing against
oh,
people.
yeah,
Forget
yeah.
what it's called.
Tetris 99.
Um, yeah, Tetris 99.
Yeah, that's a
That
cool
should be
idea.
on
I
this.
like that's a cool idea.
But I feel
I
like
like that a
they
lot.
want to put Tetris 99 on here because people would be like, why wouldn't you just put Tetris?
Right.
Because
Right.
Tetris is the, you know.
Yeah.
Number 12, we have Marvel Snap, um, which is a card, like turn-based like card game. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I'm not really into those, but you know, they have their place, and I heard it's a good one.
I tried to get into
Well, you collect you
Hearthstone.
get your collection, and
I
it's
tried
like,
to get into
you know,
Gwent when that came out, and
yeah,
I
it's
don't
like
know.
that. It's like Gwent.
The only kind of card game, which isn't really a card game I got into, which is a mobile game, is Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Masters.
Right.
It's not
I
really
guess
a card
Marvel's Midnight
game.
Suns, the guys that did XCOM, but it
Oh
actually
yeah.
has cool combat animations and stuff and flashy,
Yeah.
you know, cutscenes.
That goes a long way, making a
Yeah.
game fun. I don't know. It's
I need to play that again. I've slept
I
on it.
know it's stupid stuff that doesn't it's not deep, but flashy animations help.
Yeah.
Of
11, Candy Crush. Oh,
course, of course.
talk about malware. Man. Number 10, Dead Cells. That's not a mobile game. Look,
No,
platforms, PC, iOS, Android. Yeah, just because you can play it on your phone, if it was originally on Nintendo Switch or PC, it is not a mobile game. Okay.
if we're
Well,
talking about
okay.
that, if we're talking about that stuff, I can download Knights of the Old Republic and GTA San Andreas on my phone right now. I own
I
them.
could
I've played them before on my
I
phone.
might be able to download Assassin's Creed Mirage on my phone if it can run it on my model. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's not a mobile game. It's a port.
yeah.
But by the way, Dead Cells is a great um roguelite Metrovania.
Nice, nice.
But yeah, that's just weird to put it with these games. Number 9, Among Us. Okay. Good, good.
I think Among Us is
Yes.
kind of a cheating game too because it was not originally a mobile game.
No, but it works so well for mobile.
It
I
works
guess it
really
doesn't
well,
have to
but
originally be a mobile game.
yeah,
It has to be, like I said, the one-handed
yeah.
experience. The put it in your pocket, forget about your my cat.
Cat crawling on your keyboard.
Yeah, a little bit. Domino. Um, Number 8, I have never heard of this. Alto's Odyssey and Alto's Adventure.
Oh, I've played those.
Would you consider that a mobile game?
Yeah, yeah. So the
Yeah.
idea is they're one of their it's like a very artistic game, like it's a side scrolling, it's like a silhouettes of and like the idea is like you're I don't know if it's been a while. I don't remember if it's like a snowboarder or a skier, and you're going down a
Okay.
hill, and you like hold and tap to like build up so you can jump and stuff like that, and you have to just keep
Okay.
going without crashing. And
Oh, that's cool.
there's obstacles and stuff, but they're fun. Yeah.
There was this one game I played. I don't know if I played on mobile, but it was like something runner. Or no, there was a skateboard game I played. Ollie.
Mm,
Ollie Ollie.
yeah.
I'm sure that would be good on mobile.
Yeah.
Number 7, Stardew Valley.
That doesn't count.
Come on.
It's not a mobile game. I know it's really popular on mobile. It's not a mobile game though.
Right.
It's a
And
PC and console game that was ported to mobile devices.
I heard it's great on Steam Deck though.
It is.
Number 6, Subway Surfers. Oh God. That's just
Yeah.
another like Temple Run knockoff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Number 5, Fruit Ninja. Yeah, that's
That
a
was a
OG
classic, a
classic.
little outdated, but a
Well,
goodie.
yeah, a lot of these are, well, a lot of those types of games are outdated because it's just like, oh, the one thing. You do
Yeah.
the one thing. It's the
But
gimmicky one, you know.
sometimes that's okay though. Like it
Well, yeah,
works.
Pong.
Yeah. Like
Um,
Fruit
Number
Ninja is
4.
just the one thing, but it works though.
Yeah, and it works for the device it was made on.
Yeah.
Number 4, Angry Birds. Um,
Yeah.
you know, you knock down the pigs with the
Angry Birds is
catapult,
pretty
and
good.
it's
Yeah.
a shame that the original's no longer. That's, I mean, why?
Yeah,
Why?
I
What's the
haven't played
point?
Angry Birds 2.
I don't
Uh,
understand companies delisting things
yeah.
that people want to
There's a
play.
lot of mobile games that are lost now that just
Yeah,
cannot be, like Infinity Blade. Do you remember that? It
sounds
it was like
familiar.
a game where it was like a sword fighting game, and it was Epic Games that made it, and it was um it was only on iOS, I think. And it was like you would swipe to like parry attacks. It was like a fantasy game,
Okay,
and it was really cool. It was
sounds
made in
pretty cool.
Unreal, or Unity, maybe it was. I don't remember. But it's
Yeah.
delisted now. You cannot play. There was three of them. You can't play them anymore because if you remember a couple years ago when Epic Games had the whole drama with Apple,
Oh,
so Apple,
okay.
that because
Oh,
of that, everything is
don't press
delisted.
any buttons. Um, Next we have Clash Royale, which I feel like that's dead now. Oh, you know another one? It I'm glad it's not on this list, but I'm surprised it's not, honestly. Raid Shadow Legends, like those
Oh my
games.
God. Yeah.
Or what about all the games that you get in the ads? Like they make you play the game. Like, have you seen the ones where
Yeah.
like it's like you're lined up and then you get a guy and then you multiply.
Yeah.
It's just mindless dumb shit, like asset ripping, like
Yeah. Just
just terrible malware, you know,
there's
like
I get a
bloatware.
kick out of the commercial, the trends for like the ads for those.
And it's
I
like
remember
amazing graphics and PC
for
graphics or
for a
like
bit there was a
great
trend
story.
of those cheap, like those cheap like malware games being
Yeah.
like the trend. The ad would be like um a TikTok streamer, and they'd be like, yeah, here's
Oh, and it's so clearly fake
episode
and staged.
37 of testing games that people think aren't real, and they'd be playing the game. I don't understand why people think this game isn't real. I'm playing it, right? Like
It's like, okay, sure it is real, but
they were weird. They were weird ads.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's kind of died.
yeah,
I'm glad.
very briefly
But
that
it's
that was a
what
trend,
about
but
what's that one game that was like, oh, level 1 thug and then level 100 mafia boss.
oh,
Uh it's,
I don't remember.
that was pretty good. Number 2, I can't believe this is number 2. I'm sure a lot of kids play it on their iPhones. Roblox.
Doesn't count.
Not a mobile game.
Doesn't count. I know it's
It's a
popular
PC
on mobile
game.
phones, but it doesn't count.
No.
Yeah.
If you can't enjoy it to its full extent on mobile, it's not a mobile game. I think that's a
Yeah.
good way to put it.
Yeah.
If it's like a half-assed version of it on mobile, it's not a mobile game.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
there are plenty of games that I have downloaded and played that were like ports
mhm.
that you can play. You can have some fun with it, but it's
But are you
not.
going to be able?
But it's not the
You going to get the
full
full experience? No.
because it's like the whole like you have to take up real estate on the screen for the controls,
And it's just
and
feels awful. And
there's
yes,
no
I know
there's no haptics with it.
I
There's
know you can
no
buy a backbone, but at that point you might as well be using a
exactly.
completely different
Yeah.
device.
Yeah.
If you use a backbone, good for you. Flappy Bird is number one here. I think Flappy Bird, while it's so simple, is a great example of a mobile game because you literally just do the one thing. You tap the screen, your character moves up.
Yeah.
You stop tapping, you tap incorrectly, you die. Then you keep going. You see how long you can go. And I remember that era of games, mobile games, where you would show your friends or you pass the phone over to your friends in high school or in middle school and be like, oh, let's see how long you can make it, or Um, and that's
I pulled up my list of games that I've downloaded in the past, but I don't have currently downloaded. And among them is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic,
yeah.
Minecraft. Um,
Okay. I'm surprised Minecraft Pocket Edition isn't here.
but I think
Because
that
that
falls into the
is
same, but that falls into the same like thing because it's at this point there's no
no, but if they're putting
but
there
Minecraft
isn't a Pocket Edition.
there is not a pocket edition for it. It's just Minecraft and it's the Bedrock version, just downgraded
Yeah.
for mobile phones.
But dude, coming soon on play on iPhone 15 Pro, so I can't play it on my model, but Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
Oh, huh.
Like we're getting to the point now. Look, Assassin's Creed Mirage. Apparently could I run it? Not compatible with this. So iPhone 15. But we're going to be getting to the point where we can play fully fledged games, at least some of them,
Yeah.
like AAA games on your phone, which is pretty cool. Like get the backbone and play it on your phone, but that's not a mobile game. That's just a port.
OpenMW here, so that's an app that lets you. I actually don't know if it's open like widely available now. It might have been delisted, but I can still download it on my end. But you could
What is
get
it?
you could OpenMW. You could get Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind running on it. So you have to have the
Nice.
files from like Steam for Morrowind.
Yeah, which is kind of tricky to get on your phone.
You have to be able to plug in your phone, but
Yeah.
on my old phone, because this is a newer phone, I did have it running, and you could get Morrowind running on your
Nice.
phone. Fallout Shelter. Have you played Fallout Shelter?
That's a good mobile game.
Yeah,
I
like
played it for like 5 seconds. No, that's cool. It's
Yeah,
kind of
it's not bad. They're coming out with I think it's in like beta access right now. They're coming with
sort of
an Elder Scrolls version of it, like Elder Scrolls Castles or something like that.
like a tower defense thing.
Yeah. Here's a genre mobile game, the Tapper games.
Yeah.
So the one I have here is the It's Always Sunny game goes mobile. And it's one of those
Oh, they have one?
Yeah, and it's one of those tapping games where the entire game is that you just tap the screen to like generate points or income, and then you use that to buy bonuses and stuff like that. It's very, very mindless
Right.
crap. But I don't know. I could play Baldur's Gate. That sounds like
Honestly, at this point in time, and I think it even surpasses Mighty Doom, I could say Vampire Survivors is my favorite mobile game.
nice. Yeah.
Now it is better on the Steam Deck, of course. Playing it in 69 and landscape.
I have here
It's better.
I have here the
You see more of the screen. It gives you more of an advantage, and yada yada yada. But
the most played mobile games by player count.
okay.
So this is Candy Crush Saga, number 1. This is number 1 going down.
Yeah, Candy Crush, that's a big one.
Yeah, then Call of Duty Mobile. Among
Now,
Us.
I heard that actually, I think Call of Duty's such trash nowadays, but I heard it is a good
Yeah.
port.
Hmm.
But Among Us, yeah, okay.
Mini World. I don't even know what that is. There's not even a link to click on it.
There's a lot of schlock out there.
With 400 million players. Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. 350 million players. Sonic Dash. Helix Jump. Gardenscapes New Acres.
Oh, that's one of the ones I get all those ads for. But I don't
Yeah.
think I don't think they're real. I don't think these people are real. Also, I think it's just based off just people downloading it on accident. Like
This is just total player count.
active players that
Yeah.
people are playing these mind-numbing. I'd rather just scroll on TikTok than play a mind-numbing game with ads.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's just me.
Homescapes.
Maybe I'm a boomer.
I think that's another one of those, like, you see the ads everywhere.
Yeah. And it's nothing like it actually is, right? Like,
yeah. PUBG Mobile.
I heard that actually is
Super Mario Run.
that one. Yeah, I played that actually.
Yeah.
It's like, Mario, side scroller, but he's running.
Yeah, you
It's like
just
auto running Mario,
right.
and you jump.
Township, Knives Out, Angry Birds 2.
Oh, I heard the township one's kind of like who done it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what it is.
Um, Honor of Kings.
Oh, that's
QQ.
another one of
Yeah, it's one of those. You see the really bad CGI like
yeah.
ads. QQ Speed Mobile. Fishdom.
Fish
Rise.
game.
Yeah, I assume it's a fish game. I've not heard of half of these.
Oh, have you ever played? I guess this is going way back. I used to play these games where you're a fish and you eat the bigger fish and you get bigger and bigger.
I don't know.
There's a ton of them.
uh, PS Mobile, 2018 mobile. It's Pro Evolution Soccer.
Oh,
War Robots. World
War
of
Robots. All right,
yeah.
now I'm interested.
World of Tanks. I've heard of that one.
Yeah, I heard that's actually like a good one.
Mario Kart Tour.
I heard that's a good one.
Ice Age Village.
Ice Age,
Yeah, like the movies.
like the movies.
Released in 2013. So it's an old game, but it still is among
Wow.
up there in the most played mobile games of all time with 120 million players. FIFA Mobile, Subway Surfers. So Ice Age Village had more players in its lifetime than Subway Surfers has,
Nice.
according to this. Yeah, I'm not going to continue on that. It's just going to keep going.
No, it's
Yeah.
just mind-numbing hearing all those. But going beyond the phone,
Yeah.
some of my favorite games to play on the go. One of them would be just I'm talking about games like even on the Steam Deck, just a game that I can dive into real quick and enjoy would be
Yeah.
Hades.
Oh, Hades is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's great on the Switch. It's
roguelikes
great.
are just really
Just
good
roguelikes are naturally
just pick up and play for a few minutes and then Yeah.
Because you can have a fun, action-packed experience within the first few minutes.
Games that are like
Usually.
roguelikes or games that require grinding of some kind are really good for that. So
Right.
like I like the Pokemon games for like
Or like puzzle.
pick up and go because I can just grind a few battles real quick.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I would say these auto runner roguelikes, I mean auto shooters, are pretty top
Yeah.
tier.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mighty Doom is a great one.
Yeah, definitely check that one out, y'all. Let's see here.
What else? I feel like we're missing something.
I'm sure we're missing a bunch of stuff. Pocket Tanks was a game I had downloaded for a long time. It's one of those games where you have two tanks and you have to like take turns shooting at each other over like a bunch of
Oh
obstacles.
yeah, I played that one.
Yeah, that was fun. I don't know. I think this is a shorter episode here, maybe. I don't know how long we've been recording,
Yeah, I don't know how long we can ramble on
but
this. Mobile games, some of them are good, most of them are kind of bad,
yeah,
but
most
some of them are good. Some
most
of
of
them
I
are
think
good.
it's a shame mobile games because I think the last like decade or so that in general, with just some exceptions like Vampire Survivors or Mighty Doom or games like that,
Maybe it's just us
the
really, but
most of the
BeatStar, that's another one.
uh, but most of the mobile game
Um,
industry has turned into just pumping out
ads.
crap.
Yeah.
Because it's such a massive industry though. Like the
Mm-hmm.
mobile games industry is like I don't remember the
By
statistics
far makes
exactly.
the most.
It's
Um,
like I think what I saw recently is like the mobile game industry makes yearly more money than the console gaming and PC gaming industry combined.
mine, yeah.
Like
Just
it's
from the
just
ad revenue and
it's an
microtransactions and
absolute cash cow. Yeah.
oh yeah.
And
And they don't care about
it's
quality.
not that there aren't ever new good mobile games. It's just that I think there's just
I just got
if you go onto the App
Sonic the
Store
Hedgehog
and
2
yeah,
iPhone.
nice. But if you like go into the App Store now, it's just like and like look through it, like 95% of what you see is just crap.
Yeah.
Like it's just yeah. And I think it's a shame. So I think mobile devices have potential to have good games.
Oh, we forgot to
Um
talk about um Diablo Immortal. I know this was a little while
oh
ago now,
yeah,
but
yeah.
the whole do you not have phones thing when they announced a mobile version of Diablo when everyone was expecting, and yeah, we
In
got
a
Diablo
room
4
in a room full of
in a
hardcore
room full of
PC
PC.
Diablo players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then said, "Do you not have phones?" Just what an epic fail.
Oh my
Which
God.
I actually heard Diablo Immortal is a good like mobile port of Diablo, like version of Diablo.
Yeah.
Um, and it's such a shame with just Blizzard in general, like how toxic they are. Like Diablo 4 started out as one of my favorite games, and I'm not even into those kinds of games. Like
Yeah.
I don't play them a lot, but like I really got into Diablo 4, but then until they ruined it
I've heard
with
they absolutely
microtransactions,
destroyed
it's
it.
just so pay to win. There's
Yeah.
no point in grinding when you can just pay to win. It just defeats the whole gameplay loop.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna just pay to win so I can just pay to win again
Yeah.
and again and again just for no reason. Like it's 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 grinding. It's either pay to win to just do what?
Yeah. Just
To it's either you're grinding for 80 hours to get anything good, or you pay to win, you get something good, and then it's irrelevant.
yeah. I saw this is a while back, a few years back, but it was a story about a guy who had in GTA Online had paid to get all of the stuff.
Right. And then
and
what do
and
you,
then he was just like, the game's boring
there's
now.
nothing else to do. The
Yeah.
game's done. Because and honestly, GTA Online is a lot of fun to fuck around with friends and everything, and
Yeah, I
just
don't hate
do
GTA Online,
chaos
but
and like do the role play stuff and whatever. I'm not really into that.
yeah.
Whatever. I like games with story and with levels and something that you actually beat,
Yeah.
with like bosses and with interesting stories and gameplay mechanics. But that's just me. uh, but like with GTA Online and other games like that, yeah, but it's all based, especially GTA Online, it's all based on the stuff you get, just getting more cool cars, homes, etc.
Yeah. It's
But you're just doing it to get more stuff.
and I get that. I mean, like, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, people like to live their fantasies.
but
But that's all it is.
when a pay to win game,
It's not just pay to win, it's pay to
yeah, take out,
pay. It's just
yeah,
you're just paying to have more stuff, but then you're like, okay, this car was cool, and then you're tired of it in 5 minutes.
yeah,
Like because it's like you want to show it off to people, but then the next guy already bought hundreds of dollars worth of shark cards anyways.
yeah,
And then it makes it feel like, oh well, I gotta spend more. Like it's such a cash cow, um, which is why we haven't gotten any DLCs from Rockstar.
no, it's we could have had DLCs
They
for,
don't have to. There's no reason for them to do DLCs other than just to
and they
give
don't
us.
even bring the online content into single player,
That's such a big shame, honestly,
which
across the
of course they
board.
don't, because why would you play the online version and pay money when you could get it in
Mhm.
single player? But
Right.
still,
Or at least have it be accessible in single player once you buy it, you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
So you get a little bit more mileage out of it, you know what I mean? A little bit more worth for your money, but no. uh but yeah, like that's why, and I'm so glad good, games have been making a comeback, like with well, and also the great remakes we've been getting, but like games like Elden Ring, the Resident Evil 4 remake, um, God of War, um, what all these games have in Ghost of Tsushima, what all these games have in common, they have an end goal. They're single player focused,
yeah,
and there's not one damn thing you have to buy after you buy the game. Now, yeah, with Elden Ring, you have the DLC coming out, and a lot of people, even most of the IGN reviewers can't play the copy yet because you have to beat Mog.
yeah,
Uh, so a lot of people that have Elden Ring aren't going to be able to play the DLC if they haven't beat Mog, and a lot of people haven't beat Mog, like 2/3 of players, because you can totally bypass him
yeah,
uh doing the main quest. Um, but that's like when From Software does a DLC, it might as well be another game. And that's why
yeah,
they charge a hefty price for it. But because it's, you're basically getting a game and a half at that point. I mean, and I'm glad that these games are making a comeback and people are, it shows.
yeah. People are showing we want real
And
games. Like,
yeah, a lot of people, obviously Call of Duty still churns out the same shit but Modern Warfare 3, the remake or whatever it was such an epic fail.
oh my God.
You know, I'm sure they're feeling it at Treyarch or Activision, I guess. Um, and you know, yeah, with these Call of Duty Warzone and Fortnite and all this stuff, um, yeah, they're gonna churn a lot of money out of people. But for standalone titles, you have to do more. Like with Skull and Bones.
Oh, just
That game, Skull Bones and Suicide Squad. Think about it. Two triple A games, apparently quadruple A, according to Ubisoft director. But two triple A games came
quadruple
out
A
that
games. Yeah.
right. But two triple A games that came out this year that completely are forgotten, are dead in the water, which is good. Players, at least the majority of players, are not giving it into it anymore
No.
because
Yeah.
our generation has grown up and now we have to pay for our own shit for the most part, and it's expensive. And then when you have a game that's already $70 or $100 for the deluxe edition or whatever,
Yeah.
but that doesn't even give you everything. That just gives you the basics. You have to get all the transactions and pay to win to actually get all the cool stuff. And like Skull and Bones is even worse than the Suicide Squad
Oh,
game, in
Skull and
my
Bones is
opinion, for
just
what I've seen.
terrible. Yeah.
It's like enough, like they didn't even care to make it fun. Like it looks
No,
so
it's
unfun.
yeah,
And
just
it's not only microtransactions, but it's also grindy from what I've heard. And
yeah.
same thing with the Suicide Squad. Like they're planning for all these different seasons and battle passes. You get different, and they revealed the new Joker, which it's terrible version of the
Have you
character.
seen
Um,
the new character?
oh, and Mortal Kombat 1 did the same thing. And guess what? People don't play anymore. People don't talk about it anymore. It's fallen by the wayside. Um, but then you get these amazing single player experiences. Like we're getting the Silent Hill 2 remake. We're getting the Metal Gear remake. Amazing single player experiences. They're gonna make buttloads of money. I'm so glad that finally we're out of the dark ages and single player games have made a comeback. You know,
Yeah.
that you can't just do the same crap. And Helldivers 2 is a great example of what you should do with multiplayer games and what you should do with battle passes and stuff like that. Because that actually makes it worth your while and it makes it fun and a fun experience with your friends. And it's, um, like Helldivers 2, I would consider it might be my game of the year so far.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely yeah. They're
And I never say that about a multiplayer game, you know.
the
Um,
newest the
I know we're rambling
next new
off
playable
topic here,
character
but
in Kill the Justice League is supposed to be Mrs. Freeze. And people are just like, why?
well, here's the thing. I don't care about the woke thing. Okay, I do not
But no,
care.
that's not the
But here's
reaction people are having. This is DC
but
fans
here's the thing.
going out of all the characters, out of all the
Exactly.
fucking characters you could have
Exactly.
put in here, you
You
put
give us
this character nobody gives a shit about. Like it's not like
yeah,
a
you
terrible
if you
character,
want
but
to
like
do that, why don't you do like
nobody
Killer
cares.
Frost?
Yeah,
Or what's her name?
nobody
Or-
cares.
If you're gonna do a female character, do a well-known one. Throw Catwoman in there or
Yeah,
something, or throw,
Catwoman. Why not Catwoman?
why
Yeah,
not?
but like
And what's in Suicide Squad, none of them use their power. They only use their powers to traverse the environment. Like that's the most interesting part of the game.
yeah,
Like besides that, it's just Fortnite. You just shoot a
it's
gun.
just
And
Fortnite.
then
Yeah.
you get a new gun that has marginally better stats than the other gun.
Like, why is
And it's
Captain Boomerang maining an assault rifle?
right. Why
Isn't
is
his
King
whole
Shark
thing boomerangs?
boomerangs?
What?
Right.
Yeah, King Shark. Why
Well,
is King Shark using a gun at all?
because you know
The only one who makes a
the
little bit of
the
sense
only
is Deadshot.
well yeah, and Harley Quinn, yeah, she uses guns but she also has her
Yeah.
baseball bat. But also the characters they chose, I don't know. But like with that game, obviously Warner Brothers was like, okay, everybody's playing Fortnite, let's do our Fortnite. And then that's what they did.
Yeah.
And obviously it was an epic fail. It's like, no, we want a game where you actually like even the Avengers game. is better than the Suicide Squad game,
Yeah.
because at least like you're not just Iron Man and Captain America with guns. No, you actually have their move set and powers. Like
Lego DC
you're playing as
supervillains
the
did that plot line better.
characters. Like you're playing as the actual
Yeah.
characters. Yeah, it's a cash
Lego
cow.
DC supervillains did the
Oh
plot
yeah,
line better.
Lego, yeah, the plot line's way better in that one.
Yeah.
And then the gameplay would be better in Avengers because at least you actually have the powers and you get to do cool stuff,
Yeah.
even if it's in a half-baked experience. And yeah, that game had a ton of problems, but like the Suicide Squad game is just baffling because it's like here's these characters, you have the DC universe as your playground, the DC multiverse, and then you just you're guys with guns. Oh, you're King Shark, you want to like do King Shark stuff? Nah, you have a gun. Oh,
Yeah.
you're Captain Boomerang, you want to do cool boomerang combos? And no, you have a gun. You're like it's so stupid. And it's such an insult to players. Um, there was a canceled Spider-Man multiplayer game from Insomniac.
Yeah.
And it was literally going to be like the web swinging gameplay and everything, but multiplayer. I don't know how well it would have been like a Gotham Knights type of thing where you're in the same open world and then you can go off and do stuff, but at least in that, yeah, it's like you're just playing the same type of character, just reskins, right?
Yeah.
But at least in that, you're actually playing as Spider-Man and doing Spider-Man things. It's like if Marvel released a game like the Suicide Squad, but it's like everybody has guns.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Apparently the Marvel version, I forget, Marvel Rivals or something like that. It's like the Overwatch. Which isn't my type of game, but I've heard it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've heard it's fun. But the multiplayer scene is dreadful right now because everybody's just trying to cash in and trying to be the next or trying to be like Fortnite, but only Fortnite can do it. And I mean, give credit to Fortnite. It's the only one to actually make sense with that concept and like do it right. And maybe because it was the first one that did it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't even the first Battle Royale game. It just caught on.
People like to shit on Fortnite for the longest time, and somehow a lot of people have come around on Fortnite on at least saying like, okay, well, respect to them for like keeping with it for so long and
doing interesting things. Like they have Lego Fortnite now.
Actually changing stuff up, and
they have Lego Fortnite.
Yeah.
They have Fortnite Festival. Like they have all these different game modes now. And then obviously the original survival mode, which has been completely people forgot that it was originally supposed to be a survival game and the battle royale was just a mini game. But yeah, what were mobile games.
Mobile games.
We're rambling. We better end this one.
We probably should.
But yeah, we're gonna be back on our schedule. We got our Deadpool 2 commentary coming up later on. And then after that, I think after that, we'll review Deadpool and Wolverine when that comes out.
Yeah.
But we're gonna take a break on commentaries after that. But we'll still do them here and there. But we're gonna be getting back into some more classic type podcasts. I mean, Odd Drunk episodes.
Oh yeah.
Listen to our Ninjas and Samurai episode. I would consider that like a more classic.
That was a great one.
Episode.
That was a really good episode. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we have all kinds of stuff in our catalog. Check it out. Got a lot of spooky stuff. A lot of we got some historical stuff. Catching up with comics. I want to do that again. We got album reviews.
We should. Yeah.
We talk about a lot of stuff.
Got some cool ideas. Yeah.
Video games in time. I definitely want to do another one of those again because that gives me an excuse to just play more games.
We have one plan, but we've just been taking a while on it.
What year? I forgot.
2010, I think, was what we were working on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or was it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that.
Eventually, we'll get around to it. Don't worry about it.
Anyways, we'll catch you guys next week. Just stay tuned and check out Morning Oddities as well. We're gonna be back to posting there as well.
Yes.
Anyways, that's all. That's all I got.
This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. The Odd Drunk Podcast recommends you follow their Instagram and join their Facebook group for more fun content. To visit all of our current streaming and social media platforms, visit the link tree in the description. If you enjoy the show, we would be appreciated it if you would leave a review on Apple Podcasts. The Odd Drunk Podcast would like to remind you to drink responsibly and not to drink and drive.